Something huge is happening in the next few hours and you don't want to miss this. Well, as usual, the US CPI inflation report is coming out and this one could really rock the markets. Do you know why? See, for the past few months, stocks and Bitcoin have been rising and rallying, right? Especially the Nasdaq has been going up a lot. And why is that? Well, it's because interest rates are about to pause or stop hiking. The Federal Reserve thinks inflation is probably going to be under control. That's what the market thinks as well. And when the Federal Reserve is no longer hiking, then of course we get this situation in the markets where risk assets such as Bitcoin and Nasdaq, these mega tech, growth stocks are rallying hard. But that situation could come to an end or could start to change in a few hours when the new CPI inflation report comes out. See, that is because the CPI, headline CPI, is expected to rise to 3.3% from last month's 3.0%, even though core CPI, right, are expected to remain about the same or even actually go down a little bit. Why is the headline CPI expected to go up? Well, that's because headline CPI, the one that gets reported in the newspapers, right, the one that Biden talks about, is the one that measures including fuel prices and food prices, which are more volatile. Core CPI don't include that. So what happens is this. What has been happening with fuel and petrol prices lately? See, as I had been warning in my own Discord from about 3 weeks ago, that oil prices, price of oil, would hit, I think it should get to about $85. And what happened? And indeed, oil prices, or light crude, has jumped up in the last 2 weeks to hit at 84, almost at my target of $85 now. What does that mean? See, oil is a huge component of the CPI, or inflation, headline inflation numbers, right? Not only because, petrol, diesel, all comes from oil, but also because even plastic or so many things in our lives come from a byproduct of petroleum, right? Refined petroleum. So therefore, a rising petroleum prices, crude light oil prices, affects almost everything in inflation numbers. So therefore, we can expect a higher tick up in inflation. However, this has only happened in the last month or so, right? In the last 2 or 3 weeks. Usually, for the higher prices to filter through to the economy, it would take something like a month or even 2 months. So this month's CPI numbers may actually not get hit and get pushed up. It might be next month's CPI inflation numbers if oil prices stays high. So if we get a hot CPI inflation reading today, then the key to watch is this US dollar index. If it gets above this 103 area, then that's going to be very bad for Bitcoin and stock market.